Now, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been referred to counterterrorism police after they visited Russia and took part in military training. The Conservative MP Alicia Kearns has written to the Home Office and referred the matter to counter-terrorism policing, saying it could be a breach of British foreign influence laws. Let's speak to Alicia Kearns now, the Conservative Shadow Safeguarding Minister. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
This will come as quite a surprise, I would think, to some people. What do we know about what they were doing, when they did it, where did they go?
So in June, the Tate brothers travelled to Russia and they went all over Russia, really, on a lovely little junket, shall we say, for Putin apologists. Everything from Moscow to St. Petersburg to a military base. On that military base, they then essentially celebrated Russian military power as they saw it, firing off weapons, travelling on tanks and all these sorts of things. Under UK law, in 2024, we brought in something called the National Security Act. And as part of that, we have something called the Foreign Interference Scheme, which is if you are working for a foreign state, if you take direction from them, then you have a duty to register yourself with the British state. So it's quite simple. I'm just asking for transparency. If they took direction from a foreign state, they need to register themselves. If they haven't, they're in breach of the law.
There is a 40-minute long video, isn't there, posted across all their online accounts. I don't know if you've watched. Have you watched all 40 minutes of it?
No, I didn't need to watch 40 minutes to see what was happening there.
Right. Well, in it, they're all over Russia, apparently, visiting iconic landmarks such as the Kremlin, Red Square, St. Basil's Basilica, playing chess in Chess Square, where Andrew and Tristan make jokes about George Floyd and flex their wealth. The longest segment apparently shows them dressed in military-style camouflage and body armour, wearing helmets, hearing and eye protection, and in several clips, Russian flag patches as they take part in a series of, strange kind of military light activities at a training ground in Russia. Have they expressed any kind of support for Russia previously that you're aware of?
There are previous tweets which the Tates have issued where they talk about, well, essentially they spew out Putin propaganda lines about NATO and different things like that, and how essentially Ukraine needs to give in, how NATO is an aggressive force, all the stuff that we know is complete nonsense, but that the Putin propaganda machine is continually pushing out. And so this is in line with things they've done previously. But what's different here is that obviously they've been facilitated by the Russian state to go onto a military base. You can't just walk onto a Russian military base if you're there on holiday. And I think we have to really ask, why would anyone want to wear a Russian military uniform and fire Russian military weapons when Russia is committing a genocide in Ukraine? And the fact is, as I say, we've done legislation about this because we recognise that there are so many useful idiots around the world who are being facilitated and directed by foreign states to push propaganda towards British people. And we're saying, well, look, if you want to push propaganda for a foreign state, you do that, but you need to be transparent and you must register yourself with the British state.
If they are found to have breached the foreign influence laws, what might happen after that?
It's up to 5 years imprisonment because it's incredibly serious. You cannot be working for a foreign state and just pretending as if you just happen to have these despicable views or you were able to do certain things or have access to certain points. So it is a very serious crime.
I'm trying to take the counter position here if there is one, because they have a huge amount of support, don't they? And I can imagine that there will be a lot of people out there, not necessarily listening right now, but perhaps people who tune into their channels who say, well, hang on a minute, freedom of speech.
Yeah, there is freedom of speech in this country, but there are also rights and responsibilities that come with it. And we have to recognise that in an era of hybrid warfare, information warfare is a core part of that. And that's why the British government, when we were Conservative government, said very clearly, and we had the support of the full House, transparency. If you want the right to go out and spew Putin propaganda, if you are facilitated by them or take direction from the Russian state, you just need to register yourself. You can continue to do it. But if you don't register yourself, that is the crime. This is not a crackdown on freedom of speech. This is about taking responsibility for the people from whom you are taking direction.
Okay, so you've written to the Home Office, you've referred the matter to counter-terrorism policing. When are you expecting to get any kind of update?
I'm not sure. And obviously, my priority is that the right things happen. So transparency is there, that they register themselves if they are responsible. I now leave that in the hands of the police. As a public servant, as a member of the public, I have a duty if I think a crime has been committed to report it. I now leave it in their hands, and I hope that we end up with the right outcome.
Okay, Alicia Kearns, thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. She's the Conservative Shadow Safeguarding Minister. I'm sure there'll be an update on that in the next couple of weeks, and we'll bring that to you here, of course, on Times Radio.